ashamed to tell you, baby, I actually had one of the rarest things in all of Christendom today. I had a job I enjoyed doing. And I felt good. I felt like, because normally when you work, you're just doing shit that nobody really cares about. I think I did something that was that met my, what's I going to say, life goals. Yeah, so to some extent, that's what it works on. I will be sharing that with you shortly. It's very arcane as always. And there's a lot going on. We're getting kind of used to being at war, right? That's it. I'm getting kind of used to being in the war mode. I don't know, relaxing with it. I don't know. I wish I could talk to people in the Blitz, right? Because it's kind of like that. It really is. This is not like a faraway war. It's right here, right? It's right here. There's like in my little town, there were 2 funerals back to back, right? And there was somebody else who was killed recently. I think the what's it called again? The policewoman who was stabbed, I think, yesterday. But look, it seems to be like I don't know. I'm not. I think we've had about 30 soldiers die so far. I'll see if I can get an update on that figure. But it seems like it's all going, okay. As far as the global war concerned, it hasn't like, it's not spinning out of control, right? Like Lebanon hasn't kicked off. Although I don't know. Listen, if we do take out Hamas relatively easily, and it's looking more and more that it's looking more and more that we're kicking their asses. So and I'm not just mean continually pummeling them, but it's looking more and more like we're getting civilians out the way, which is great. Oh God, let's see. But then again, it doesn't matter. I was just watching Piers Morgan with this 3-person leftist panel, there's one guy who's the chief advisor to Jeremy Corbyn. I think he's Jewish and anti-Semitic all at the same time. The prime example of an overeducated moron, right? Oh God, I can't stand that guy. And he's like, well, clearly Israel committed war crimes. I'm like, fuck off. No, and that would be my my attack in the hey, go fuck off. No, we're not. Again, look, here's the thing. Here's what you need to understand. The way they're portraying it, they're going Israel's just like bombing indiscriminately. They're going, it's like missile command. Like, hey, here we go. No, they make it sound. It's not like every missile that's fired is recorded, and there's the chain of decision making and command is recorded, right? Because we know you racist cunts will call us up on fucking everything, right? It's all recorded, and how those decisions fit into international law. Because we know we're going to have to prove ourselves innocent. Because, it's the Jews, so they must be bad. Okay, then. Oh, man, the mask has really come off. So you had him. Why would I take the advisor to Jeremy Corbyn's advice? I mean, you do remember the 2019 election, right? That when Jeremy Corbyn lost to Boris Johnson after Boris Johnson hid in a fridge, right? I mean, look, it's not like Jeremy Corbyn lost to Winston fucking Churchill. He lost to Bojo, for goodness sake. And somebody couldn't even control. He couldn't arrange up and piss up in a brewery, as it sounds like. He couldn't even arrange a party, right? I'm like, for fuck's sake. And that party seems so lame. And that's who he lost to, right? I'm supposed to take that cunt's advice? Really? Oh, God. And then you had this other person who seems to be more moderate, and they say, well, let Israel stand up in international and prove that they haven't committed war crimes. Like, okay. Again, I know how the army works. Like, every use of lethal force, right? The buck has to stop with someone. It has to fit into international law. right? Every use of lethal force, right? And so, like, well, they're clearly carpet bombing, and then like, oh, it's clearly war crimes, a collective punishment of the Gazans. You know, they cut off their water supply. You know how much? This blew my fucking mind today. Do you know how much the water supply Gaza gets from Israel? Right? Have a guess. You would have thought 100%, right? You would have thought, yeah, well, if they cut off, they must have. No, it was 7%. This Gaza's cut off the Hamas cut off the rest of Gaza's water supply by making rockets out of the water pipes. And that's actually what happened, right? You know, cut off electricity. No, they bombed their own electric plant with one of their shit missiles that fell out the sky, right? I'm sorry you're so shit, Hamas, right? I am sorry you are so incredibly shit you blow yourself up more than us, right? Sorry you are so insanely used. And listen, useless, that's on top of being pussy coward fucks. I mean, really, how much of a pussy coward fuck do you have to be to start war by raping, murdering, and torturing people to death, you know, in the hundreds, and then run and hide behind babies, right? And say, can't get me, And then we get them and like, oh, what have you done to the baby? Oh, you are so evil, Jew. Right? And then you had the left-wing guy who's sometimes on Piers Morgan's old breakfast show, whatever his name is, and they're like, yeah, clearly, Morgan. I would love to be in the fucking studio with any of those people. I will wipe the fucking floor with them. Oh, God, and would that be sweet? Oh, it would be so sweet. What occupation? Well, I thought it was occupation of Gaza. Really? Well, how did they move out in 2005 then? And then how come they're still occupied 18 years later? We're not there. But you made the siege! Evil Jew. Well, what would we do with Egypt? Yeah. How many refugees have Egypt taken in yet? How many is that? What's that? I can't hear you. Princess Fuckface of Jordan. How many refugees you taken in yet? What's that? I can't hear you. Oh, is that a nun? Is that a nun, baby? I think that's nun, isn't it? Yeah. So, and you know, it's like these people. It's good. They just lie about us. So look, here's the thing I'm going to explain to you, which I actually heard another Hamas apologist, right? Say on, what was it, GM? What they call it? What's it? GB News, whatever it's called. She said, "Look, I don't understand why Jewish people will find these peace rallies intimidating. Really? You don't? Really? Well, you don't get how you're 70,000 people baying for the blood of all Jews. It might be a bit intimidating if you might have to be a Jew, right? And of course, you'd have to, you know, have the crazy point of view that Jewish lives matter. They're like, well, what? Jewish lives matter? Really? You think? Yeah. But here, for the harder thinking, let me explain it for you. And boy, this is some dumb country, right? Just some dumb country going on that you can't work this out. The major form of anti-Semitism has been what over the years, boys and girls? Has been what? It's called blood libels. Blood libels. Where it essentially says, see them Jews there? They do X, and X is almost the worst thing ever, right? X is like they use Christian they kidnap Christian babies and then steal its blood. They drain its blood and kill it because they're baby killers, them Jews, right? And then they use it to make their matzah flatbreads. Aha! Yes, they do. And then, you know, the hand-wringing liberal dumb fucks of the world, right? Who was the same apparently 200, 300 years ago. They go, yeah, I believe that completely. Let's fuck the Jews up, right? That's essentially what it is. So they're saying some kind of defamatory statement so you can manipulate morons to fuck Jews up. That's essentially what anti-Semitism is. So when Jeremy Corbyn spews Hamas's talking points, yeah, that's called anti-Semitism. That's called saying shit about Jews that isn't true. So you roll people up to fuck them up, right? That's why we would find sit-ins at train stations a bit intimidating. Yeah, thank God I don't live in England. Well, why would they find that? Why would they? And then, oh God, so you're who's the gay guy from LBC? Gets right on my fucking notes. Lefty cunt, which really should be his name, James whatever. He's like, so you're saying that on the day that we celebrated the end of ceasefire, they shouldn't be a rally calling for a ceasefire. Yeah, actually, that's what we're saying, because when you say ceasefire, you're saying surrender to Nazis, right? You know, normally the armistice was when both parties said, let's stop fighting. Let's stop fighting. That's lies. And that's something to be cherished, right? That is something to be absolutely cherished. And I can see why it is. So, I mean, like, it's not even the Day of Remembrance, which is the next day. Like in Israel, that's a big deal. Yom HaZikaron, Remembrance Day. It's actually really, really nice. Here in Israel, you go into Memorial Day, right, where you remember the dead from all wars. And by every grave of a fallen soldier, there is an active service personnel there. Like, oftentimes the families are there. They go and see their relatives, right? And it's a very solemn day. And in fact, there's a day of mourning today here in Israel, because it's been a month since October 7th, right? And they and then at night it goes into Israel Independence Day, Yom HaZikaron, and it's a it goes from sadness to joy, right? And that's really an understanding, I think, how God runs the world, right? So yeah, look, and then you got Remembrance Day, and they're like, so yeah, when you say you're calling for a ceasefire, you're calling for Jews to surrender, to be raped and murdered to death. Just to be clear, it's not raped just for fun. No, it's raped literally to death, right? And again, new details come out every day. Oh, when they tied the families together to burn them to death, they did it with barbed wire. I mean, really? Fuck me. There's literally nothing virtuous going on there, right? It's like, really? Oh, but you've got to understand the anger of the oppression. The only oppression is not being allowed to kill Jews. That's the only fucking impression. That's the other thing. Oh God, the policies of ethnic cleansing in the West Bank. Fuck off. The expansion of the Jewish settlements. You're telling me if I build a loft extension, you absolute cunt, I'm an impediment to peace? Why? How's that work out? Look, in Israel, there's plenty of Arabs, plenty of Palestinians live with exactly the same rights as the Jews. Why can't I do that in a Palestinian state? Oh, because you're a fucking Jew. Yes, I understand. What the hell? I mean, like, but no, we're on the right side of history. No, you're not. You're a cunt. You got to understand that. If you're mindlessly believe any of these idiot talking points, oh yes, the Jews eat Christian babies. Oh yes, the Jews harvest Palestinian organs. Fuck off. They make out there's roaming gangs of like out-control settlers who are just gunning down Palestinians whenever they want. Fuck off, you lying cunts. Everything they tell you is a fucking lie, right? Everything they tell you is a lie, right? Yeah. Amazingly, and this might blow your mind, right? Amazingly, the people who will cut the heads off babies, and that's really got kind of mild since we first heard about that, hasn't it? Hearing all the other shit. I think baking a baby to death in an oven while you rape his mother, film it, and then murder her, right? That might be worse, right? And then, but yeah, people of that caliber sometimes fib. Turns out, who would have thought, right? Who would have thought? Sometimes they fib. Yeah, I know. You would have thought that, hacking an 8-year-old girl's arm off for kicks, right? One of the first responders, when they got to a kibbutz, they found a girl still with a spark of life and just dying, right? She had her arm hacked off and she died of loss of blood, right? Straight, like basically as they got there, right? Sometimes those people who do that will also fib. Who would have thought? Oy vey! Oy vey. I mean, there's some serious dumb country. So yes, we get a bit nervous when somebody says shit about Jews to rile people up because we end up getting fucking killed. Really? I don't know why you find these in any way intimidating. Really? So anyway, on the upside, there's been some wonderful piss-takery. We will look at those. And you got to understand, Israel humor sucks ass, right? This is their this is the funniest they've ever been, ever, right? So this is a sketch from a comedy, like a Saturday Night Live show.
Hi everyone, we are live on YouTube with Colombia Anti-Semitic News, where everyone is welcome. LGBTQH. Hamas.
Yeah, I totally sim Hamas.
Yeah.
It's so trending right now.
From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Do you know why it's true? Because it rhymes.
Again, this is parody, but it's weirdly true, isn't it? It's too real to actually be parody. But this is the idiot mindset they've got.
Just look at all this toxic Zionist propaganda. Kidnapped in Gaza. Does this look like Gaza to you?
Yeah, bro, I have no idea what Gaza looks like.
And they're smiling. Do hostages smile? Zionist liars.
Totally so.
Honestly, this is the same level of legitimate criticism of Israel that I wish what is the name of that guy? Hang on, let me see if I can find it out. God, he gets up my bloody nose. Right, gets up my bloody nose. Go to history to this. Peers are joined by Jeremy Constable, James Schneider. Yeah, I think is he Jewish or is it just his father's Jewish? Right? Oh God. Yeah, why would anybody listen to somebody who's fell to that extent? Esther Krauk and Kevin Maguire, right? All of them. Dumb cunts. And they all say the same shit, these people.
Do they think we're stupid?
Stupid? I major in queer post-colonial astrology. Ew. Jews make the world dirty.
Yeah.
And no, I'm not anti-Semitic. I'm racist fluid.
Exactly. And now for a little break from all this activism.
But again, it's very real, isn't it?
We want to say hello to our BFF.
Bestie freedom fighter.
Abu Fatwa in Gaza. Salam alaikum.
Alaykum as-salam, and inshallah, Allah will kill you all infidels.
Thank you so much for joining us. Love the headpiece, the all oppression chic. Very drip.
Mr. Fatwa, how are you? Are you safe?
Oh yes, I'm safe. I'm in a tunnel under the Gaza hospital. Above me, I have Allah and 2 million civilians protecting me.
Community is so important these days.
Do you need like humanitarian aid, food, fuel, medicine?
It's okay, I have everything. I'm only hungry for rockets.
As long as it's organic.
Yeah.
I wish I just could be there with you.
You can come to Gaza anytime and we will throw you from the roof, you homosexual dirt.
Do you hear? Bro, want to throw me a rooftop party?
They are so welcoming and inclusive.
So shukran. And you are also very welcome to come here to America.
Again, I see no difference, right? I see no freaking difference.
We will come. First we finish with Israel and America is next.
Great. So I guess we'll see you soon.
Yes, it will be a blast.
Can't wait. It'll be so multicultural.
Ya Allah, you are so stupid.
Thank you so much, Abu. We love you.
I won't even bother killing you. It's a waste of bullets.
Good vibes only.
It's better you just kill yourself.
Okay, bye.
Finally, I agree with Hamas.
Die.
From the river to the sea, Palestine will be Jews-free. Yeah, that sounds better.
It is better.
So there's room for good piss takery, right? Good piss takery. What's I got a bunch of stories actually I pulled up. We'll get to that one in a minute. That one in a minute. That one in a minute. That was the wrong one. It's a picture of a starry-eyed girl, Sarah. I'll go show this picture. It's great. It's really good. With a picture of the Brigadier. They just brought a smile to my face. I was going through all the tabs. I'm like, oh, there you go. I don't know what's going on there, right? I like the chair. I love the picture of the brig. Sarah looks very happy. There's a Matt Smith dialogue up there. But anyway, yes, that's okay. How I came up with that, I don't know. But yeah, that's always fun. Because I'm like, no, that's not it. Fine, we'll get to that in a second. Also, the British police doing sterling work here. They put out a a message about the upcoming Armistice Day and Remembrance Sunday and protests.
I'm Sergeant Constable Detective Officer Peter Pisspot from Twat Valley Police. Assalamu alaikum. Now, I understand that many people are planning to attend the peace.
I want to know, is what his voice like in real life? Because he's very good.
Pro-Palestine Exterminate the Jews hate march in London this coming Armistice weekend, and we would ask you to urgently reconsider. This is of course the one weekend of the year when British people remember all those brave soldiers that died to protect our freedoms and way of life. A way of life we completely pissed away and surrendered when Tony Blair opened our national borders to all and sundry.
Apparently so. By the way, the police chief, like, sir, I've never seen a more absolutely what's the word I'm thinking of? Useless person in my entire life. Like, my God. How does this guy get a job? Anyway, carry on.
For the sake of a short-term boost to the economy, it is not appropriate to hold protests in London during this sensitive weekend of remembrance, and we would ask all our peace-loving Islamist friends, please not to go ahead with it. Pretty please with a cherry on top. Please, 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 don't flagrantly insult our history and heritage and openly belittle the sacrifices of our war dead so you can march through London waving your hate flags and chanting for jihad. However, if you do decide to go ahead with the protest, on behalf of London Mayor Sadiq Khan, we will be laying out a selection of halal sandwiches for you. There will be a bouncy castle, and at midday there will be a ceremonial burning of an effigy of a Jew. Anybody seen waving a Union flag will of course be carted off to prison. There's no place for that sort of hate crime at a peaceful Islamist march.
Yeah, what makes his delivery so perfect is how he doesn't really punctuate, just keeps going in one droll.
We do appreciate that at least if you're marching through London, you're not off somewhere blowing up buses or tubes or innocent children at a Manchester pop concert. All police officers will be wearing Kevlar vests, so if you're feeling stabby, feel free to poke away at us. That is what we're here for after all. Happy to get knifed in the name of community cohesion. We know what we signed up for. Diversity means knife crime, and that's a price worth paying. We will be having swastikas spray painted onto our patrol vehicles and stitched onto our uniforms, just so that all of you Islamists attending the pro-Palestine Exterminate the Jews hate march know that we're on your side. In summary then, please don't march through London on Armistice weekend, but if you do, we're not going to do anything to stop you because we're terrified and weak as piss. Assalamu alaikum, namaste, kumbaya.
Yeah, terrified and weak as piss. That's a fair description of the police, right? You know who's slightly less terrified right now? The people of Gaza, right? Why are they slightly less terrified? Because we seem to be doing okay, right? We seem to be doing okay in the war right now. Here, let me share the screen. Yeah, screen. Actually, I should try and find the map of Gaza so you can see what's going on. So, missile launchers found buried in the ground by the IDF soldiers in Gaza Strip. They were found in the courtyard of one of the mosques, in another mosque, and a cache of 50 ready-to-use missiles we found. That's great. That means 50 missiles will not be being shot at anybody. Freaking awesome, right? Freaking awesome. And also, it means, you know, it seems to me we're doing reasonably well, right? We're doing reasonably well. But here's this hidden inside a water tank being smuggled into Gaza as humanitarian aid, I believe. Remember these pipes used for laying water and for aid they received from other nations, and Hamas used them to attack Israel. For Hamas, killing Israel is more important than water infrastructure. Yeah, I mean, like, apparently it is. But again, the more of this shit they find, the less of it is being used. I mean, again, look, let me see if I can find the Gaza map so I can show you. I have no idea where my kid is. A Gaza map. But I know I can know somewhere. I have a rough idea. Here we go. Right. So what's happened? And again, this seems like reasonably good news. So the green areas is Hamas, and the free areas over here. This is where Israel's come to. So they've set up essentially a corridor, right? They come in and they split the city in two. And this green area here is shrinking, right? But I think if you can like maintain this boundary safely, and I haven't heard of any more killed, that sounds like you're doing pretty well, right? So the good news from this is, honestly, I think this is very good news that we've been able to set up. Where is this? IDF Defense Forces have opened up a corridor allowing civilians trapped in northern Gaza to move towards safe areas in the south. Hamas has done its best to prevent this from happening because they need civilians as human shields. So here, we're going to look at this in a bit more detail. And we're starting to get testimony from the Gazans coming out of there, right? And look, life is going to be so much better with Hamas gone. Right, damn, second. Video file. So here you see the corridor. And they're streaming out, right? And you see they're carrying a white flag. They've been told how to spread. Now I assume they get checked before they go out. But apparently they're flooding out. Now, again, this is just great news. This is really like here. 1 second, we'll go over here. 1 second. What's it? Doink. Share screen. Look at Times of Israel. Israel fighting multi-front war, vows to do everything to free captives. Well, I think they are doing. But here, thousands of Gazans waving white flags head south along IDF, that's the Israeli Defense Force evacuation route. So again, people who are like liberals who are losing their shit constantly. Israel, okay. Who's doing more for the fucking Gazans, right? We are. And finally, they tell you what it's like there, been like there. Yeah, this is fascinating, right? So she said, I was in the street. It wasn't clear. We had hands like this and our passport. They, Israel, were shooting, but they didn't target us. They didn't hurt us. So we kept walking, and there was a large number of people, like a million people.
بالنسبة للمكان سكنك من وين كنت
I live in the North كيف الوضع هنا؟ I swear to God, the situation is absolutely terrible on the ground. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is, mate. I'm sure it is, darling. And you know, I wish this could be done with in a way without you and your kids being hurt. Right? I'm sorry. What can I tell you? What can I tell you? She's not the first one to say like Hamas are shit. I guess absolutely shit. So anyway, I actually got to do a job today that I really enjoyed. Doink. So this is a cover for a book which I designed. So what this is a representation of. Firstly, this is a book for, it's going to be A5 size with a little plastic pouch that goes in. And it's a book of inspirational biblical ideas. It's stuff on prayer, stuff on unity, and stuff on being close to God. It's like a 32-page pamphlet. But like they wanted, so there's a thing that I should find a picture of it for you. Hang on. Dress or was it of Kohen Gadol? So like the chief Jew in the Messianic era. Other than the king, is this guy called the Kohen Gadol, can I get a bigger picture of this? Yeah, maybe I click there. It'll give me a big one. And he had a breastplate with 12 jewels on it for each one for the. Is this any bigger? Yeah, each one for one second, just pull it up right now. It's actually a really lame version of it, but okay. I'll pull it up. Each one for a different one of the tribes of Israel. Yeah, pull it up. So what they want to do is basically make it look like that, but combine it with a flak jacket, right? Yeah, this is the dress of the head Cohen, right? And this is the Urim V'Turim. So during like Messianic era, right? The Davidic era. And basically, all through the First Temple era, you would be able to the jewels would light up when you asked it questions, right? And you would like be able to ask if it wanted you to go to war or not, things like that. So that's what they wanted to look at. So I had a lot of fun designing this book cover. That's the official logo of the war, by the way, right? So that was fun. And also, I very much like the guy who wrote this book. He's a real, what we call in Judaism, mensch, right? So they also wanted they told me they wanted a colorful back cover. So this is for the soldiers in combat. This is like my son. If he's stuck in a tank, he'll be issued one of these books. And maybe he'll read it. It's the sort of thing he would like. Anyway, so they wanted a back cover, and this was created with the Adobe AI suite because Midjourney wasn't working so well today. But the Adobe suite was, came up with this, and they're loving it. They love a bit the AI. So there you go. So I actually had a job today where I enjoyed myself, right, and I wasn't even touching myself inappropriately often.
My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.